So we previously talked about how to give criticism. Today we're going to discuss beyond the much less fun side of the table, how to take criticism. Nobody likes to be criticized, but constructive feedback is necessary if you want to grow, improve, and progress. Here's how to take criticism like a man. First, consider the source. You're going to receive criticism from hundreds of people over your lifetime, and it's important to remember that not all criticism is created equal, and not all criticism has value. Let me repeat that. Not all criticism has value. So to determine whether or not a piece of criticism is something you should consider, evaluate its source and the motivations behind it. Ask yourself if you respect the person and their opinion. Do they understand and have experience with the subject they're critiquing, or are they just some random spectator in the peanut gallery? Are they a creator themselves, or just a consumer? Are they being objective or emotional? Do they have a long view of your work, or are they new to who you are and what you do? Also, ask yourself whether or not the source of criticism is genuinely interested in helping you improve, or whether their critique is simply designed to make themselves feel better, to impress their friends, or simply the result of them having a bad day. Now, as you ask yourself these questions, try to be as honest and objective as you can. It can be easy to write off criticism by saying something like, "Oh, they're just jealous, those haters." That might be the case, but be sure to thoughtfully evaluate the feedback before dismissing it. Stay calm and really listen. Even when you think a piece of criticism is indeed worth considering, it can be very difficult not to get defensive and argumentative. Criticism constitutes a threat to our egos and evokes a very visceral fight or flight response. You have to intentionally tell yourself to calm down and listen, and it often isn't easy to do. But do your best to be open and really listen to what your critic has to say. Change your perspective on criticism. Instead of seeing criticism as humiliating or embarrassing, view it as an opportunity to improve yourself. Winston Churchill had this to say about criticism. "Criticism may not be agreeable, but it is necessary. If it fills the same function as pain in the human body, it calls attention to an unhealthy state of things." Now, instead of avoiding criticism, seek for opportunities to receive constructive feedback from others. You'll find that getting feedback from an outside source will strengthen your talents and abilities. Take ownership of your mistake. When someone brings a legitimate mistake to your attention, don't get on the defensive and start making excuses for it. Take responsibility for your actions. That's the only way you'll improve and progress. Ask clarifying questions. Make sure you're on the same page with your critic by asking clarifying questions. Clarifying questions are particularly important if your critic is giving vague or ambiguous criticism. For example, if your critic tells you your report isn't clear, ask them where things start to get murky and suggestions on how it can be improved. By asking questions, you create a dialogue between you and your critic, which in turn fosters cooperation and an atmosphere of mutual improvement. Thank your critic. Always thank your critic when they give you constructive feedback that helps you improve. Now, this can be difficult, of course. No one likes to say, "Hey, thanks for showing me that I was wrong." But swallow your pride and be grateful for the growth. Take action and follow up. After you receive your criticism, take action immediately. After you've taken action, make sure to follow up with your critic and let them know how you've rectified the problem. This shows that you actually listened to the criticism and respected what the person had to say. Taking criticism definitely isn't easy. I know I don't always do a great job of it myself, but that's because I know people who think my mustache is dumb or just jealous they can't grow one. Haters. Until next time, this is Brett McKay telling you to stay manly.